I can do a little test if you want, like not actually the run, just
No, I think everything is working now.
okay.
So, hello and welcome everyone to V0oidathon Day 1. What's poppin', gamers?
What's poppin'? Rolling in.
Yeah, rolling in. I think audio balance is good as well, so that's awesome.
Yo, sick.
So, yeah.
Alrighty, so let me know when to start, and then we'll do introduction
Honestly,
and all that.
everything is on your end, so whenever you're ready, you can fire it up.
Oh, cool. Alright. What's up, guys? This is going to be Celeste 100%, so we're going to be collecting all 175 strawberries, as well as complete A-sides, B-sides, and the C-sides. So we'll go ahead, we'll start it now. 3, 2, 1, begin. It also does the in-game timer. It doesn't do real time, so all the loading times in between the timer is going to be like paused. So this game has really cool movement tech. Basically, almost every mechanic or gimmick in this game replenishes your dash. It's super fun, super fast-paced. Alright, so first is the city. That's a yikes. Okay, come back and get that later.
Sounds like the game is loud a little bit, Blue.
Okay. I'll have to turn it down soon.
Yeah, so whenever you got time.
I was thinking it was too loud too. I was trying to. Okay. I'll turn it down real quick. Good thing that it doesn't game time for the game. Okay. We gotta go back and get that anyways. Lose a little bit of time, but I didn't go far enough left. There we go. Alright, so I went to before the map. Even if I didn't miss, I would have done that. It just gets back to the screen faster. Oh yeah, how's the audio now? Much better, okay, good.
Oh, dude, that's really cool. I didn't know that you would input the dashes while get on your way there.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nice.
Little sloppy start, but that's okay. Not too worried. Alright, so I retry just to get back behind that, so instead of waiting for it twice.
Yo, Death Warp hype. Question from the chat, Blueberry. Any idea what you expect in terms of average deaths per run?
Lately it's been like 350 to 400. Well,
Nice.
my PV has 310, and the PV before that is 313. So
Gotcha.
quite a bit.
So a few hundred deaths for this category then.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. That's City A. We'll come back to that for B and C. Kind of sloppy, but hopefully it's just the beginning. Doesn't stay that way. So the cool thing with screen transitions is they replenish your dash as well. Like I said, with like everything replenishes your dash. It's really cool. Another restart so we can warp back to the beginning a little faster.
That hard took me a bit to figure out casually.
So it took me a lot too.
Yeah.
These are dream blocks. They're one of my favorite mechanics. Oh. Got to collect the strawberries, so I did that a little safer, but it's okay. Collected the strawberry. Not the way I wanted to, but that works.
Damn, bodied again.
Yeah.
At least you got it. dying in that room.
Alright, that's the site.
I don't know if you've mentioned that or not. For those of you who have not played casually, those strawberries with wings, you cannot dash while you're in the same room as them. Otherwise, they're gonna roll out.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, no problem, man. See, that's why I'm here.
I appreciate it.
That's why I'm your dedicated co-commentary for this marathon.
I have no idea what to say for Celeste. There's just so much that goes on.
Well, you just dash, and then you go fast.
I tried practicing like commentary, and it's hard.
Yeah, you're probably like me, and usually don't really do commentary when you're doing runs on stream.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know if I made that. Oh, this is not a good start. That's okay. We'll take it a little slower just to make sure we get out of this alive.
Yeah, Resort is really where the difficulty cranks up. Casually, I hated that level.
Yeah. I love the music for Resort B though.
Yeah, same.
I think Resort, Ridge, and Reflect are all my
Reflection,
favorite like background things. Mirror 2 is pretty good.
Summit as well.
Yeah,
I love how Summit just progresses as like the further you go into the level.
I'm not a fan of Corby's though.
Nah, Core can summit it. Anytime I spend dashing, this time better spend dashing. Thank you. It's almost like an Anka knows how to play this game.
Kind of like rolling. I did want to activate that because I had to go back and grab this ledge, so if I did I would have died anyway, so it'd be faster just to retry and go at it again. I think a thing about that's fast about this game as well is like catching your mistakes before you realize that, oh, it's wrong, kind of thing. Like reduce the amount of time loss you're gonna get. Also have backups for like your backups.
Have backups for your backups.
Yeah.
Do you know what the jelly is? Because I don't. Like sentient jelly.
No, but it does not look appetizing.
So it actually, like the lore, it actually comes from like I want to say Mr. Oshiro's Bad Thoughts. Because you skip the cutscene in the speedrun, you won't be able to see it. But do you actually go for a demo dash, Blue?
No.
Okay, well,
no.
Like...
I tried that before. I am terrible at it. Maybe maybe in the future.
I feel like every time I went for it in like casual fun runs with friends, I've been like super lucky with it.
Fair enough. This is the first instance of a spike jump. You're gonna see, I think, 4 of them in the run, if I remember correctly. I do not know the frame window for spike jumps. Or pixel window for that matter. The third time I missed a strawberry. I don't remember if I talked to you, so we're gonna talk to you again. Just to be safe.
Awesome, now I figured out how to not have myself here listen to me twice. So we're in there, boys. Hello and welcome once again. to V0oidathon 2.0, aka Void and Friends Roll Deep.
Yeah.
And, right now you guys are watching my boy bluebeary26 rolling in with Celeste, or dashing in.
Dashing in. I mean, technically rolling in. They have a lot of similarities.
Yeah, probably why I liked the game casually so much.
Oh, I love this game, dude. This game was so fun casually.
Actually, what is your control scheme for this game, Blue?
With my control scheme, I use I use the same pad I used for emulator, the iBuffalo.
Yeah, not your controller, your control scheme.
Oh, I have A as dash, B as jump, and of course moving D-pad.
Okay. I did put dash on Y myself, so it would be similar to Donkey.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do that. It was too weird. The similarities are just too close.
Yeah, I get that.
So I kind of got used to. I kind of got used to just doing it out with the A.
Sadly, there is no frog in this game, basement.
No, there is not. All in all, actually, it's not going that bad. So I retry there to keep the cycles the same. That's the resort. I got all of them inside too, right? Okay, good. Alright, the Ridge. This is a lot of people's casual nightmare. The wind. Nice.
Yo, Zion, if you want to roll in, feel free to do so.
You can probably do a lot better commentary than I am. I'm trying to think of things and it's just not coming, and then I'm focusing and it's just... I apologize. I collect the strawberries. Try to get my dash too, that would be nice.
Yo, rolling in. How did that go?
Joseon, how's it going, man?
All right, nice.
Hope everything's going well for you.
That might be a tad low on your end, so whenever you got time.
Yeah, I could barely hear him myself. Don't know why. I will figure that out.
There you go. That should be better.
Oh, there we go. Hey, how's it going, bud?
Yo,
Yeah.
now we can hear you.
I had to switch from the microphone to the Yeti.
Oh, gotcha.
So have you pretty much explained to them everything that 100% constitutes? I mean, I tried listening, but
Yeah.
that was hard to do.
I did that. I said about all the mechanics. That everything like your plant just dash. Void helped me with remembering that wing strawberries means you can't dash.
Ah,
And
okay.
I think that's like as far as we got.
Nice. So the really cool thing about 100% is it's basically everything in the game, except it also gives you the own little variables. Like some of the strawberries are missable. If you miss them, you have to go back to the chapter and redo it from the beginning. And then you also have other ones where you have to collect everything. But pretty much, it's allowed to do it in whatever order you want to do. If you want to get all 175 red berries first, you can get all red berries. So you can submit to 2 categories. And that's the cool thing about this, is that it combines the worst category of any percent with technically the best category of 100% without having to do all the golden strawberries at 114%.
That's true. Good,
Nice.
good thinking. I collect all the reds first, and then I will do the B's and then the C's. The only detour I do is after the A's, I will do Summit B first, and that just helps me to remember that I still have the double dash, so I don't like go after Reflect B right into Summit B, and all of a sudden I have the double dash.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I mean,
It helps me.
there's a lot of different things that you can do. That's actually a really good strategy to remember you have your double dash, because you only have your double dash in Core and Summit, and
Yeah.
those two are the longest and hardest levels overall for the game. Now, the biggest thing to note that Blue is doing a lot of safer strats, and while people always want to seem to argue that safer strats, you know, they lose a few seconds. If you don't die, then it's actually nearly as fast. Like, that's the main difference. It's, do you want a chance dying and lose 20 seconds doing something to save 1 second? Or do you want to get the level done?
That reminds me of DKC too.
Basically. But yeah, Celeste is a really good game. If you haven't played it, you should definitely pick it up. Just don't speedrun it. It's a pain.
Oh, that was another spike jump, by the way. Sorry. Like I said, there's gonna be like
Spike
4 of
jumps
them. You might know. Do you know the frame window or pixel window for that?
It's not pixel. It's only a few frames.
Okay.
I think it's like 2 to 4, if I remember right. It's been a while. So the way that the spike jumps actually work is the spikes hitboxes, when you're going away from them, actually are not technically there. Well, they are. You're technically going away from them and you're hitting the wall, because the spikes go towards you. So basically, you're not hitting the spike and jumping off the spike. You're jumping off the wall. But that's why it's called a spike jump, because any walls that have spikes, as long as you can hit them with a corner boost, which is what Blue's doing to get a spike jump, you can technically jump off of them, because you're actually jumping off the wall. It's actually a really cool trick. Have you done... Yeah, here's another one. Oh, that works too.
That was actually intended, I think, by the game creators, because in resorts and in other places in this game, you can actually jump and go through spikes with like springs and whatnot. Like that's actually intended that the spikes only hit you when you're like crashing into them, so to speak. When you're like going through them, if you're like going in the same directions as the spikes, then you're not gonna take damage.
Right.
It's actually really cool too, using the same mechanic of that, because I'm pretty sure it's intended, like you said. If you actually build up speed using ultra dashes off a Kevin block, which you'll see coming up, you can actually completely clip through spikes, because their hitboxes don't load at all until they're actually on screen. But you're not going to see that in any levels itself here. You'd have to play a custom level to actually see that. But it's a really cool mechanic. There's just sadly nowhere you can really place it in vanilla games.
Excuse me?
Did you do demo dash, Blue?
No, I don't know how to do them. Well, I know how to do them. I'm just terrible at them, so I don't do them.
So, we probably have a lot of Super Mario Brothers fans here, but if you've seen the whole bullet bill glitch, pretty much demo dash is kind of like that. It's sub-pixel perfect, and it's pretty much the same thing as a spike jump, except it's kind of not intended. And you can actually clip through the feeling wall, or whatever the heck they're called, in Resort. It's a really cool
really
trick.
hard
It saves
to
like
do.
30 seconds. I tried it at HDQ, and I got it like once out of like 50 tries. So,
It's definitely
it's
something
actually really
that
hard.
takes like a lot of practice, I feel. Other than a bad city, it's actually not that bad.
Oh, just fine, Blue. Don't stress it. This
No
game's
pressure.
hard. As long as your run doesn't die to
Oh, I
RNG.
don't have any pressure. I'm happy.
Hell yeah.
I'm so excited for this. The only thing I feel bad about is I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go really underneath, like really behind or ahead of estimate. It's way too generous.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I kept saying yesterday, don't worry about the estimates.
Okay.
Marathon things happen. Like, see, it took us a while to like get you set up.
Fair enough. When I submitted this, I only had just over 3 hours. So I was like,
Oh, so what did you submit for estimate? 3 hours or
3 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I
you-
put in
you're
for death
before.
too and like a no reset, right? So that was my thinking. But I have a 239 now.
Yeah, you're gonna be more than fine.
So, like, the amount of practice I put in, I mean, I'm way above. So this is my most hated part of the entire run, is the end of Ridge. I freaking hate it.
Even more than Jump 13 at Summit B.
Mainly the snowball part, which is coming up really soon.
Fun fact, the snowballs are not RNG. Like a lot of people think that on their first playthrough. They're completely cycle based once you're in the room. So once you learn the cycles, I think it's like every 4 to 5 seconds, you can actually time it and use the snowballs to your advantage to complete the stages, not the stages, but the screens more quickly because you can use them to keep your momentum. As soon as you hit the ground, you lose all your momentum you have extremely quickly because of the wind pushing you backwards. But by using the snowball and ultra dashes or hyper dashes, you continue to keep your momentum. You can jump through most of the stage.
It's almost like the snowballs are same. They work the same as the lightning and like
Basically. You can trick the snowballs too. It's really funny. Oh no. I think the best thing about 100% too is also the fact there's so much of the game that you see that you would not see in any percent because you either skip it, like the key skip in Pitbull, which skips relatively 3 to 5 minutes depending on your skill level, and then you're not going to always take the slower routes. You're going to take the optimal faster routes because, you know, it's a speed run. You want to get it done fast. But the game is really well designed, and it actually has a really cool, unique level design layout for every single screen. Nice save.
nice gold.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
So
I'll
you
take
guys
that.
can see Blue splits on the stream right now, but Blue went from a minute and 12 behind to 4 seconds ahead.
Holy moly.
So nice ridge, sir.
Thank you. We'll take those. So overall, like, generally, like, between all three all three sides, Mirror is my favorite. It's so, like, ominous, and it's just, I don't know, it's just so much fun.
It's a really good stage. It's not. It's probably one of the worst casually besides Resort, because Resort kind of bumps up the difficulty, adding all the moving objects that can actually kill you compared to just stage hazard. But the very first time you play Temple, it's a giant maze with 100 different ways to go. But it is a really fun, nostalgic stage to continue to play. And you're gonna get to see
I definitely got lost a lot in their Temple.
Same.
I considered it basically like a Metroid game.
That's a good comparison. There's not really that many skips you can do in Temple A either, besides, you know, the notable. There's 2 really big notable ones, but that's really about it. And they don't even save that much besides double speed skip. It's Temple B that has more of the time save.
I don't know how to be trapped a lot.
I would talk more, but I'm still sorry, Blue.
Oh, you're good, dude. Don't worry. No worries.
Speaking of
We're
skips,
not the only
there's
ones
one
having
coming
fun
up
here.
But Blue can't really do it because he actually needs to go up to get berries, and then he actually has to go to the left to get another berry. But there's a really nice skip here where you can use either a very precise wave dash or hyper dash to skip going over a room, and it takes about 10 seconds, depending on how quickly you do it.
Don't worry, you'll see skips in Mirror B.
This room with the double spikes that go back and forth is actually extremely difficult to do on the death cycle. Because you actually have to delay, you can't go immediately, you have to wait about a second, or else you will always hit a spike. It's one of those rooms that just trolls you if you die. Nice little line up there. Dashing up against the wall to make sure you don't hit the spikes on the way down.
Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, you have to be safe for, I think it's 6 to 8 frames on the ground for the berry to count as actually in your inventory, which means it has to be on solid ground. It can't be on like spikes or the red platform that's inside certain parts of the level. But the good thing is that keys do not disappear. There's actually a few instances with keys where it's actually quicker to press pause and retry to go back to the beginning of the room because you keep the key rather than trying to go back through the room the intended way. A notable one is on Resort and the other notable one is on Summit near the end. The wing berry here has another very precise setup that you can actually do near the end to save going to the bubble a second time and skipping the third bubble overall. But it's just one of those things that it's extremely difficult, and if you fail it, it wastes more time than it saves. So ask yourself the question, is swag really worth it? It's like the swag balloon.
Send out a swag.
So Kevin blocks work the same as the blocks that you're seeing now, that you've been seeing through the temple, where it translates your momentum. There's a really cool jump that you can do. I forget what they're calling it. It's some weird thing. It's like Yeep or whatever. And Blue could have done that, and it with the right angle and right frame count in his ultra dash, he could have completely skipped the second room in the middle there where he had to ride the block. It's really cool because Madeline will just go flying at like 300 miles an hour and go whee!
Daddy.
Spikes are not your friends.
Oh, they
No
aren't.
spikes.
Hello, Daddy. Daddy, with you? Everybody wants to play.
Not the casual, but in the speedrun, you would actually be able to skip the keys overall most of the time, but you actually have to get the key for the berry. You can't really actually skip the key like you want. Nice little trick coming up here. Get the first one on the winged strawberry.
Daddy? Daddy, I did pizza. Daddy, did pizza.
And now, cassettes, as I said earlier, unlock the B side. A really cool trick that was actually found was if you complete a B side, it counts as actually completing the A side. So in 5B, with very precise movement and 6B at your test level, it's actually quicker to go collect the cassette in the A side and then turn around and beat the B side. The only reason the 5B is faster is because there's a very, very precise trick that you can do using basically loading zone storage essentially, to not get technical, that allows you to skip a huge chunk of the level because the game doesn't know where to put you when you press retry and you're in limbo and it's like, I'll put you up here, which skips a huge section of it. But with 100%, as Blue said earlier, you can do the levels any order you want. You can get all 175 red berries first, which is what he's going to do without being or C sides. And because in-game timer is the only means of timing, and it's actually built into the game, and the game will auto-split if you set it up, it's basically down to the player. So let's say you're on a top level and you struggle with B-sides, because the B-sides are much harder than C. C-sides are really short. You can go, I'm going to do all the A-sides and the B-sides, and then do the C-sides last as my, victory lap. It's all essentially down to the player. You just have to collect everything. That's the only...
Yeah, so much customizing, I love it. I played around with how I want to do it a few times already.
Yeah, and with your time going down lower and lower, you're going to have to get to that point where, hey, I struggle with this B-side, I better do this first, rather than 2 hours in and lose a minute.
Oh, I did.
The mirror time.
Dang, I forgot plus speed trap. I forgot plus speed trap. I didn't beat this yet. What?
These little cutscenes here are actually really fun to watch casually, but speedrun. Don't watch cutscenes. You don't have to. But basically, now the mirror temple is going from being one thing to another, and it's time to play mind tricks on us.
Oh, nice!
Uh-oh. I wonder what happened. Huh.
Well, looks like you should have died 5 times.
That's what I was thinking.
Jeez. You went through his hitbox so many times.
And then that somehow killed me. What? Okay, please.
Yeah, Yeah, Seekers have a really weird hitbox. Sometimes they just completely forget about you, and then other times they just like tail you like no tomorrow. Like that. Especially during the last screen of Temple, the second to last Seeker is extremely asshole-ish. Sometimes he'll follow you to the very end, and sometimes he'll just be alone like, oh hey, how you doing? Huh? Oh, do you want to go see the eye? Bye-bye.
Especially the Theo section. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the last one I'm talking about.
Oh,
The second to,
I
the second
zoned
to
out
last
then.
one will either troll the hell out of you, or it'll be nice and be like, bye.
yeah. Agreed. Didn't. Sorry. It's like the 5th time now.
This is definitely one of the most complex parts of the Mirror Temple. The skip here is really easy. I mean, my wife doesn't even play Celeste, and she can get it. It's just a reverse wave dash with a jump into a reverse wave dash, jump, and then a second dash. So if my wife, who doesn't play Celeste, usually plays fighting games and Tetris, can get it. Anyone can get it. But it saves so much time.
Yeah, that trick actually like took me, I want to say like 5 minutes to learn. It's actually really not bad, and because Celeste is so generous with retries, you effectively have as many attempts as you want at that trick, and no matter how long it takes, you will save time with it because of how much time it saves.
Yeah. This is a mess from hell. So minimally, if Blue does that, he has to collect at least one key, but he also has to get all the berries. So are you going to collect any more keys, or are you just going to
Nope.
get the one?
Just the one.
Yeah. You're just going to get the one key to unlock the berry at the end.
Just
But
gotta
there's
make
actually
sure
3
I take the
keys.
bottom path to make sure I don't unlock the doors, but I hear it's more optimal to take the upper path. But I'm not that point yet. Try that.
Yeah.
But I've seen some runners take the upper path. I think it's just faster than instead of climbing like up like that. But
So, just the intended way here is 3 keys to unlock the doors, and you can ride a red bubble over. But as you see when Blue gets to the trick, it's really easy to do. You just have to have one of the keys to get the berry behind the door coming up. And it's one of those berries I was talking about that is unskippable. See? That's how easy it is. Easy every time.
First try.
I mean, I didn't play this game for like 6 months, and I got it first try, so...
Got him.
This is another Seeker here who, depending on when he gets Madeline's hitbox in his sights, can just troll you. Like, he left Blue alone, but then there's other times where he'll just come through the spikes and be like, "Rah," and then you're dead. And gotta restart.
Say that again?
Ah, man. Cannot talk.
Dad will tell you something.
Ooh, Theo section.
Yep, so this is basically the escort mission. So, Theo is stuck in this crystal, and you have to use him to pretty much activate some switches later on, and make sure to carry him up to the end. If he falls into a pit, then it's the same as if you were to fall into a pit and die.
Fun fact, you can crush Theo, and it counts as a death. You can also... Oh, that was a weird death. You can also crush the Seekers, and this is the only part in the game where you can actually do it, and it's the only way to kill a Seeker permanently. Once they get crushed, they're gone forever.
I actually didn't know that you could kill them permanently.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a pain in the ass to time it.
yeah,
A
there's
really
like
cool
only
trick-
one screen where it's like easy to do.
Yeah. A really cool trick with Theo that's really hard. They're basically frame perfect because you can't climb with Theo. You can dash once you let go of him, but if you do it just right to where you do neutral wall jumps, which are not as hard as like neutral wall jumps in Paper Mario, which are double frame perfect, you can basically carry Theo up a wall. Like you'll see that if Blue tends to do that in Reflection, get the more major portion, which probably will after it gets the heart. But it's really hard to do, and it only saves like just 3 seconds. But it is cool to see Theo basically jump up and climb a cavern wall.
I don't have a make mac
Make the mac and cheese in a second. Okay.
I don't know how to make it.
Yeah. And as you
Mac and
saw,
cheese.
in this room, if you don't time this right,
Okay.
it's better just to retry. Like the seekers will gun you down, and it saves more time.
That was lucky.
I know how to make mac and cheese. I want to tell you something first.
Oh,
I want to tell you something.
oh.
I beat it. But it's price free.
Poor thing.
I got to night 2. So scared about that.
This seeker right here, where it's just easier to go top path than it is bottom. But this seeker's kind of relentless. He follows you if you go top path. If you go bottom, you hit him once, he'll pretty much leave you.
Nice.
I know what? When you would
Still ahead, it
you
looks
was
like.
like, hey, don't intervene. But it's kind of. But why did you tell me
Yo,
to put my
another
kid in
gold.
the
Rolling
garden?
deep.
Rolling, dude.
I died.
Jeez. You just want to come really underestimate, don't you?
I tried to, hello?
You know, I tried that last night and got triple critical hitted and lost my gold.
Yeah, I got a good idea.
Oh, can you hear my daughter? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay, don't worry.
She's trying to make.
Oh, that's a bad one!
Uh-oh.
I got to flop. Be a trapper. He's 5 space free. Because I got to 2. Bitch, we're going to die 1 again.
So now you have to redo the entire stage, and
What? Yeah?
Alright.
What?
I'm guilty of the same thing. I was on a 45
I've done that
pace.
before, and I don't like it. It sucks.
Yeah, it's especially bad in Summit when you do it at 2,500 or 2,000 because they're both really, really long.
Oh well. Let's hope the rest of Reflect goes, like, perfectly.
So are you going to opt in to do the... Oh no, never mind. You have to decide on this one. There's a really cool skip that you can do there too. It's done a lot in 90% Lake skip. It used to be...
can't do it. I don't know how.
It used to be ridiculous pixel perfect before one of the updates actually made it easier. And I think Tej and Revo are 2 that I know who could like only really get it before they made it easier to get. Because basically Spike Hitbox Collision got updated during one of the updates which actually made it easier to get. The really cool thing also about Reflections, besides it being my favorite stage, except for Reflections B, which you can go die in a fire, it has no berry. It's pretty much straightforward. And like any other level, it has different routes. While the other routes have berries in this one has parts where it's optimal to go one way, but it's easier to go another way. So, when the developers made Celeste, they made it in the mind of speedrun. That's why it has an internal game clock which does milliseconds. That's why it's built the way it is, and the mechanics are the way they are. So basically, everything works out the way it is. Heart. Okay, you're doing it that way. Sorry, Blue.
Don't be.
Okay.
That was bad. My thing, there it is. There you go.
I usually just neutral up there. I just want to make sure you didn't forget it because I might have been guilty of doing that one run. So, if you go back 46 minutes, you remember at the beginning of the run that Blue got this random little heart with little tiny layouts of beets. Basically, the way that those flowers essentially went is the order that you're supposed to dash. Well, now you have to do it 4 more times in a row, except you have to reverse them and invert them.
Yeah. It took me a very long time to figure that out casually.
Yeah.
Definitely the hardest blue heart.
I think that I actually had to look that one up because it wasn't found in the very beginning. Like, it actually took people a little bit to figure that one out. I mean, it was found within a few days, but it took a little bit to figure it out. Unlike most games that you're like, oh, they get broken day. And as I mentioned earlier, Kevin blocks actually increase your momentum. There's a lot of cool things you can do, like using the Kevin blocks momentum right there. You're allowed to do something you couldn't get without doing a really precise wave dash.
Dad, can I do the best?
And then we also have bumpers, and I'll give you the basic bumper explanation in chat. That's my explanation of bumpers.
Nice explanation.
They make no sense. Like, I've listened to multiple of the top runners try to explain it and everything, but it's just like, even when you're at that level, they feel like sometimes they're extremely random overall.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And I don't consider myself a cloud runner, so I agree with that.
Yeah. They can be really used to your advantage. You can cover a great distance with them because they work kind of like a Kevin block. Essentially, they give you your dash back. Not your dash, a dash crystal, they give you your dash back. And then they work like a Kevin block where they increase your momentum. But just the way they send you is entirely dependent on how you hit them and the exact way you're facing when you hit them.
Yeah.
And they move, so lining up can be a pain in the butt. Like, if you have that one just right, you can skip the first section like Blue did with Crystal and go directly to the second or third one.
That'll work. Oh. Ooh, nice save. Very nice. You're getting close to the battling section. Yeah, I'm worried about that. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Alright, you're doing just fine. Don't stress it. The skips that Blues are about to do here are entirely developer intended, by the way. That's why there's holes in them. There's one right here that he could do, but he's opting to take this way. You're gonna get it the first time every single time, and it's pretty much the same way to go right, as in just to go left, grab the checkpoint, and then go down. It's entirely up to what you're comfortable with. But the third one is a little bit harder to line up because you actually have to move Madeline around and around the spike. There's a really cool trick up here. Let's see if he does Kevin Block. So almost got it. But if you ultra dash off the Kevin Block just right, you can basically just fly right into the battle line and hit him in the face.
You can actually zip through that whole corridor. It's really impressive when it's done successfully.
It's amazing.
This is pretty much, at least in my opinion, I think this is the hypest part of the game.
Yeah,
The chase sequence, as I call it.
it really is. It's the only thing that's basic. I better make this mac and cheese that you bring to my house now.
Sounds good.
Really? Alright, you win turn. Okay, that was monk ass.
Oh, jeez.
This could have went better. Nice snipe. Good to see that one. That was a good snipe.
Alright, mac and cheese.
Surprised that one hit you, actually.
making good progress. Doing this sections quickly, really a work of art. There's multiple different ways you can do it. But if you're really quick, you can cycle. That's the thing about it. Mostly it's a choice, not which one it is. Battling done by a top front elephant. It's just like a work of art, like how much you can go over. Better lasers, and how much you come to hit lock. Like I said, no offense.
Oh no, you're good. I am still learning.
This part definitely had best music. But the tempo. Nice. Alright. So basically, blue skipped the cycle there, has no really precise corner. It's really nice. And blue says he's not that good.
Ow!
I disagree.
Compared to people I've seen play this,
Yeah.
I
That's not
wish
really
I can
fair.
be that good. I see TGH's movement and I just cry.
Yeah, TGH plays this game too much.
I wish I could
put it
move
this
like
way.
that, dude.
And now you gained the double dash.
What?
When I played this game the first time, and I saw that, I was like, oh, how can you make this game cooler and just get 2 dashes instead of
Yeah. Pretty sure I lost like 25-30 seconds for having to repeat the very beginning again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was not a gold split, but this is fine.
It's fun.
We're on to Summit now.
Type music for the
So
final
this
part.
is either like the most, like, everyone loves this chapter, or everyone hates this chapter. Like, the people I talk to, there's no, like, in between.
I think you're thinking of something. But
No, I'm
Summit-
definitely thinking of this one. Because I actually really dislike Summit A. Very
I
much
like
so.
Summit A, but I do not like Summit. So we're kind of reversed.
Yeah, I like Summit B. I don't like Summit A.
Let me put it like this: I like Summit A in any percent. I do not like it category. Summit A is a very long stage category. Like,
I don't even remember how Summit B goes, to be honest.
Oh, don't
Summit
worry.
B
Hey,
ramps
you'll
it up
get
everything.
I
memories.
guess I'll find out later, right?
Yeah, you'll get memories. I don't know if they're gonna be good or not, but you're gonna get memories.
I remember Summit C because the last screen took me about 40 minutes to do.
Yeah, that's a fun screen.
I literally died more times 13 than I did my entire gameplay any other stage. I just could never get it. But just kind of. Oh yeah. So the really cool thing about Summit, also the thing is that Optimal Pass makes Summit fun, straightforward, and it's got killer music,
Yeah.
literal jam. But you have to collect all the crystals in order to hard. And then really bad thing, there's berries at the middle level section. Sorry, that are a bit of a pain in the ass to go out of getting, and you have very little time to. You happen to forget. Like once it hits the retry point or the skip cutscene, you're screwed. You have to come back and redo the entire. And if you forget one of the part in this stage, you have to redo the entire stage. So it's definitely a time-consuming level. Has a lot of number. Look at saying he's not that good. It's an entire one.
Alzeon, your mic is cutting out a lot, so I don't know if like.
Is it robotic? Give me a second.
No, it's not robotic. It's just like cutting in and out a lot for whatever reason.
Bring it to me and I'll make your Maggie.
I love what the powder is. Then I'll hold it. Oh, you do? I got it.
The powder is.
Uh, I got my spoon. Daddy? A spoon.
Nice not forgetting the berry.
Yeah.
Berries like that are what make this game a little annoying casually because you're like, where did I miss the berry at?
Yeah.
When I realized that this berry was one of the ones I missed in Senate, I was just like, well, that was a very well hidden berry. I can't really complain.
Yeah.
My mic is fixed now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good now.
I thought it might have just been because, you know, it's hard to talk.
Right. But no, it was like there was some choppiness going on, but yeah, now it's not perfect.
Weird. Usually it makes me into a robot like I'm in the Matrix or something.
The Matrix.
Basically. Nice save. Almost V0oidathon. This is V0oidathon, man. You're 2 hours behind.
This is V0oidathon. You're watching V0oidathon. Right now, Blue is doing Celeste. Blue is doing really well right now in Celeste. And still got about an hour and a half left of this run.
Yeah, probably. About that. See how the B-sides treat me.
You'll do fine.
So these crystals Blue is collecting, I think, are what will lead him to B-side?
It's for the heart.
Oh,
For
it's
the blue heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's
tape,
also why.
the tape
Sorry.
is what gets you the B-sides, which you'll get soon. I collected that strawberry, right? I think I did before I died.
Hold on, I'll look. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, good.
Number 137. You did.
Thank you.
But the reason why Blue kind of went this really weird route where he started going through an optimal path and then branched out, there's no way to go back. So if he would have finished the optimal path and then tried to go back, he wouldn't have been able to get 2 of the berries. That's just one thing that makes Summit a annoying stage to learn, because for any percent, all red berries, and then all chapters, everything, basically every single one has a different route in Summit that you have to take. And if you miss an order, Summit can get you major time loss really quick, which leads to major annoyance. You're at the worst part. Hey, don't drink after me, I'm sick.
I want to drink a little bit. I don't drink power.
The really good thing is to dash crystals come back after a few seconds. I'm not sure the exact time. So like you'll see on Summit C, there's a few points where if you mess up, you don't have to restart a really long section because they do come back. Hey, look, the cassette.
Hey.
I don't know, maybe. Dad,
Might get me killed in. I thought. Should have landed.
This is a very bad screen to die on too. It's one of the longest screens in Summit. Ew. Yeah, there's
Resort
another
basically
one.
showing up as ugly yet again.
Every single resort theme and level in this game is not fun in general.
Yeah, resort
It's really
is
hard.
really hard. Sorry, I think I talked over you.
You both said the same thing, so it's pretty funny.
Oh.
Nice gem collect.
but I can't hear it. You wanna play the trick on me? Play the trick on me, Daddy. Play the trick on me.
I'm so glad that spring is there, because if not, you'd have to go through that again, but backwards, and it would be one of the worst berries in this part.
Yeah.
Why is the kid?
Not to cut in blue, but it would actually be easier to do the dash, like do an 80% and then collect the berry and do the rest. I meant to tell you that last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's actually easier, and it's only like a 4-frame window to get the dash. It's pretty simple quick dash.
I have to learn that then.
Yeah, I just meant to tell you. I'm not trying to say do it.
No, I appreciate it. Okay.
Help me, my
There we go.
Oh, nice corner dashes. And then you had Frank Z, who I failed to see there.
Alright, finally out.
I mean, it's done. Now comes the fun part, the win.
I'll take the wind over resort any day.
I can agree with that.
Daddy.
Oh. That's another point where it's just kind of like, you have to kind of pray and hope it's there. Like, it's casually kind of a trick, but once you figure it out, you feel kind of dumb if you don't figure it out really quickly.
Yeah.
But it also leads to this, which is one of the most boring rides. Like, that's my real complaint with 2000, is that it's a lot of auto scrollers, and the few parts you can skip are very precise and difficult to skip. So it's one of the longest parts of Summit. blue's gonna take this snowball. There he goes. Just like that. So the snowballs are on a timer cycle, so all he has to do is just wait there for it to spawn, and it makes it a lot easier than trying to actually dash up, jump on it, and then physically get the berry and dash up.
Man, Blue, you didn't go for auto scroll this game? Yeah.
I am terrible at it.
That trick looks impossible.
You gotta do a really precise corner boost.
Yeah.
That line's skinny to get under the bed.
There's a lot of things that, you know, eventually I'll get around to do it.
For sure. Yeah, another screen where Blue cannot dash.
There's really no fast way to do this screen in there.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
time that it's strat is the way to go.
No, come on!
Come on!
Thank you.
Also, I'm not really sure if we explained the gimmick of these, I guess they're called strawberry seeds, but you cannot land on the ground while you're collecting them. You need to collect all of them to spawn strawberry.
Yeah.
There's, I think, one in every level, right? There should be.
Probably.
Besides, of course,
I
reflection.
don't pay attention to that. I wouldn't know.
I'm pretty sure there's one in every level besides reflection. It's basically the challenge part of the level.
Yeah, there's one and two. I don't remember where the one in Resort is, but yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think there's one in City actually.
There is one in City. I don't remember exactly where it is, but I definitely recall one of those screens being in City.
Okay.
I mean, you should have collected it. Don't you remember?
I can't say I remember it. No.
That would be brutal. Go to the very end and be like, oh, I missed one berry.
Guys, you know what?
99% run.
They think Grandma was in Grandma's car.
Should be at 170 when this is done.
That's the best way to remember your berry count, especially when you're still learning, because it takes time to memorize. It's like trying to learn a game in Japanese, like SMRPG. You memorize menus, or Paper Mario, you memorize icons, for instance. Or Final Fantasy, you memorize menus, basically. But, it's easier to remember berry counts when you complete certain parts. Like, the really notable one that Keith used to joke about was, the one in Ridge being berry number 69. If you're not at 69 right before the wind started, then you missed a berry somewhere. It's little things like that that are kind of gimmickal, but it's also the best way to remember, did I get everything?
I have these reminders in 1 or 2 as well.
Imagine missing a bonus barrel in 102. That'd be brutal.
I've done that before on not an actual PB attempt, but like a D-Rust run. And it was actually the last one in Barrel Bayou. And
Ooh.
I go, I'm like, I beat Carol 1, I reset the game, and I'm at 94, and I'm like, what did I forget? And I was like, oh, I must have let 80% muscle memory take over at that point, which is not too surprising. Like, that's actually like a pretty easy spot to have, like, your muscle memory get mixed up.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to do the double key skip. It's okay.
I don't know it.
It's really precise. It's basically like, it's 2-3 frame jumps, I believe, back to back, but it's a really cool trick and it saves like 5-6 seconds. But it's 2 spike jumps back to back, and then you just dash up, and you have just enough to get up there and get the key. And that's another instance where, like I mentioned earlier, it's actually quicker to hit the retry button and die, because you keep the keys, unlike strawberries. So you'll have the key and you'll be back at the beginning rather than trying to go back down and work your way through the spikes. Fun fact, I came up here during an 90% run off complete accident, and I've never done this part, and I completely lost like 5 minutes.
Nice.
Big yikes.
What? No door skip, Blue?
Again, I don't know how to do it.
If Galars were here, he would say the same thing.
The run's invalid. You can't submit now. Door skip's not that bad. Threading the needle is actually really easy if you just die. Literally
I have
try it as
missed
soon as you
these two
use the
strawberries before, and it's a huge pain to come back to.
Don't forget the strawberries
yeah.
here.
You don't want to forget those.
Alright, final stretch.
Dude, that one on the left is so well hidden too.
Alright, so this is the reason that we got all the gems for this little thing right here.
Daddy, do you need sleepy pills?
What?
Sleepy pills.
Go! Are you trying to drug me?
No, you need 4 sleepy pills.
Whoa, 4?
But yeah, fun fact, even with invincibility on, you cannot get the heart. It is literally invisible wall there that sits there and laughs at you. You have to actually go through the entire stage from the beginning and get every single one of the parts of the crystals. You can't skip any, you can't quit out a level. I think if you quit and immediately start back, it will count. But if you pick any other level and then skip to like where you were at before, it doesn't count.
Yeah. Yeah, you really have to collect all the crystals in one trip.
Which is really bad because if you miss a crystal out of like memory, because like I said, every single route has a different way of doing summon. Basically, yeah, your run could just die an hour and it's like, oh, well, I'm an idiot. I forgot one thing and the run's dead. Because you'd have to go back and redo the entire thing. Like if you didn't catch it till 2000, you'd have to redo the entire summon.
Nice spike.
Spike jump. Let's see.
Daddy,
Yeah, I was jumped when I was supposed to die. So just Madeline just kind of like jumps in the middle of spikes.
Daddy, first you gotta drink your water.
I have no explanation for that.
Neither do I. It just happened.
And then put this in your mouth. Okay. First, drink your water.
Okay, I will be right back. My daughter has medicine. I have no idea how she got it.
No, no worries.
Where'd you get this from?
Drew. So you can feel better. You won. That is said you won. And I need one.
This is where it starts getting a little Kaizo.
See, I can't hear it.
Yeet. Damn, that was close.
Yeah, couple close calls there.
Make it back.
I call bullshit on childproof, by the way, for medicine. She opened a bottle of Tylenol and was in it.
Oof.
Yikes.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she was getting it for me, but it's like,
Oh.
my 4-year-old can open it. Imagine what an older kid could do.
Oof.
You're in the home stretch, though.
That's I am. Okay.
There's actually a really cool spike jump that you can do here. You can actually skip how Blue just got that crystal. You can skip over that little set of spikes. This is the only part that actually allows you to do it. It's a really precise jump where you jump upwards, and the momentum of the wind pushing you upwards actually gives you just barely enough height and speed to go over it. And it's the only screen in the game where you can do a spike jump like that without a dash. It's mostly for swag. It's like barely any faster. And another cool yet bad thing about Summon is you can skip checkpoint. You don't have to actually get them. Like the number 8, if you do a precise dash, which is not really that precise, but if you do your dashes to the left straight up, you can actually make it to the cloud and skip checkpoint 8 rather than get it. But the problem is if you die, you have to redo checkpoint 9. So sometimes it's better just to get the checkpoint. The only good thing about it is that if you die in a screen transition like afterwards, but you skip the checkpoint like 6, it'll take you back to the beginning of the screen regardless of which one you're at. So let's say you skip 8-7 somehow, and then don't get 6, but then die at 5, instead of taking you back to 8, which is the last one you got, it'll take you back to the beginning of where 5 was, because it started the screen. Uh-oh. Fun fact, this little ledge up here that Blue's going to use, I did not know existed until I had over 300 hours in this game.
Wow.
I did not know that was there.
I'm pretty sure you're intending to use that ledge casually, but...
That is the intended strategy.
God gamer. Damn, this is gonna be a fat time save, boys.
Yeah. I like to see.
How many minutes are you ahead now?
Minute and 42.
Ooh, nice.
Dude,
And
save 2 minutes on Summon, very nice.
It's gonna go straight into Summit B too.
No, Core A first.
Core A, yeah.
Oh yeah, Corey.
All the strawberries first, then Summit B, and then I'll do all the B's and all the C's.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. That you do Corey first.
Yeah. I only do Summit B first, like I said, for the double dash. Keep the double dash mentality.
Right.
It just helps me mentally.
It's a really good decision, especially considering Summit B is the hardest B side, in all honesty.
The timer only goes for in-game, so it stops when I'm not in a level.
Yeah. Celeste goes off of in-game time, and the in-game time and the timer are actually connected to where it reads the game timer. It's a really cool thing, because Celeste is designed for speedrunning. Like, it has a great casual story, but the developers made it based around speedrunners and what speedrunners, liked and enjoyed. That was basically the thing of Celeste, turn it into a speedrun game.
I'm so glad they did. This game is super good.
No precise lava skip? Oh, come on, Blue.
No precise lava skip. Get out of here.
I don't remember if it's Core A or Core B, but there's a room in either of those 2 levels that I really, really hate. I'm gonna point out. Casually, like, it made me really angry.
Yeah, definitely point it out. I have no idea right now.
Is it Core B when it's like the fire, it's really precise where you have to do both dashes and then you have to ride these little fucking forklifts up over them?
Yes, that's Core B.
Yeah, it's like a vertical room.
Yes, that's Core B.
Yeah. I think I know what room you're talking about. It's one of those dumbest rooms in Core.
You'll see it.
But yeah, the gimmick in Core is that your dash actually does not refresh when you land, so it only refreshes when you leave the screen. So you really gotta make great use of both your dashes.
Yeah. Your stamina will come back, but that's the only thing that does.
Yeah.
There's a very precise thing in the beginning of Core, which Blue cannot do because he needs the strawberries, and I actually, like some people, made the mistake of thinking that it was intended. Do what? No. But the fire part back there, you can actually make it up there when it's fire using 2 extremely precise dashes. It's really only useful in all chapters, though, to be honest, because you can't use it in 100% or all red berries because you need the berries here. And by the time you get back, it's already going to be ice to where you write it up. The other cool thing about core is that the death screen is literally a giant heart. The more you know.
First my family these.
Stop.
I don't mind it. I think this is fine.
At least core is nearly done. There's only 3 more berries.
And we finally got them all, and I don't have to worry about berries for the rest of the run.
Yep. And then it's basically just the roundabout and finishing all the stages.
There's one more. 2 more.
Every single room basically can be done in either setting. Almost every single room. Some rooms can only be done by switching setting mid-room, but that's like one way. They basically made the game so you can't get soft lock in core.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah. Shout out to the fireballs being in the way.
Not really, eh? Whoa. Woo!
Huh? How are you alive?
That was a close one.
Why not? I feel like even if I practice it, there's always some things that just doesn't go the way I planned it. I hate this room.
This one's been annoying, in all honesty.
Yep. Yep.
It's not bad enough you have Bobble coming up. He wants you to sit there and wait and take it slowly.
It's not gonna work probably. There we go.
Yeah, a lot of the vertical rooms in core are fairly difficult.
A lot of this game is precision based, but it's very... Ooh, that was close. But it's very lenient, and then core kind of takes that away with the fact that you can't dash anymore. You have to actually conserve your dashes, so there's really no way to save yourself if you mess up.
Alright. All strawberry expected. Nice run.
Nice run. Well, premature nice run.
I mean, you could just say this is all red berries and in the category.
Nah.
Can we go to Walmart now? I can go to Walmart.
It's these two screens. This is what I call a death loop. They're annoying when they happen.
Oh! Daddy, I
Yeah.
didn't know she was.
The hardest thing about Celeste that I don't think we actually mentioned is that, you know, it's all cycle based. But the shitty thing is that each room has a cycle when you enter, a cycle when you die, and then you can reset it by exiting the room. And you can't exit every single room to reset. Like, there's a skip that you can do in Resort that you can only do on an entry cycle in one of the rooms to skip waiting for the blob to go down, and it saves like 4 seconds. But you can't do it on that cycle. You have to wait. And that's one of the shitty things about core is that some of the death cycles are a pain in the ass, and if you just don't get them down,
Like
just
this
die and
one
die.
right now.
Yep. She's putting her shirt in the fridge. Okay. You're doing fine, boo.
Come on. No, it's not gonna work. Can you re-jump back on it? I'm gonna do that.
Daddy, the big.
100% does not get all the golden berries. That's at just 114%. That's the only difference between 114 and 100%, besides the fact if you run 114, you're a masochist, and I have no hope for you in life.
Yeah, what is the record for 114? Isn't it like
It was like
hours or so?
it was like 7 hours, and then some guy got like an amazing, like near deathless run. I have to look it up. I haven't done it. But Teja's first run was 7.5 hours.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, I think.
I still have not casually got all the gold berries yet.
Nah, I think I got like City and Old Side, and that's it.
Oh yeah.
I think most people did.
There's only been 6 completed runners, and the record is 3 hours and 27 minutes right now, and it's pretty much a god run.
I think the reason why they're not included in the Hondo is because of how difficult they are to collect.
They're technically extra when you think about it. That would be my suggestion besides that. But like, if Hundo had to get them, I don't think anyone would run Hundo, to be 100% honest.
Sure.
Because even veteran players have to sit there and struggle to get like 6B's golden strawberry is fucking ridiculous.
And something
Stupidly
like
long stage.
Resort 3A takes like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So screwing up Oshiro is... I deserve that.
If you want to do 200 berries and do 114%, feel free to. I will question your sanity though.
Alright.
Almost there, Blue.
You notice
That.
this is what you that mommy said. This is my
Okay,
steal.
The cool thing about core is, if you haven't unlocked any of the B-sides yet, and you've just happened to get the hearts, you unlock core B-side because you have to. It's basically the game's last-ditch effort of showing, hey, there's B-sides, did you know this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the B side is on the way of getting the heart in core. But yeah, now core is done, so fun is back on the schedule.
Alright, so now all the B-sides, but we're gonna start with Summit B first.
Yeah.
135.62 for all red berries.
That is what happened when we got presents from Papa. And these are from you, because I like shopping. Take these off because Gabe has
Oh, you start with Summit B?
Yeah, I start with Summit B, just to keep the double dash.
Oh, yeah,
Mentally, it
right.
helps me.
Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
That.
Dad, can we go to Walmart?
He could do core C to keep the double. No, core B to do that, but you can't actually do it yet. You need the rest of the hearts.
Yeah.
The fun little thing that they did, which I actually, it's one of the few things I agree with the leaderboards. When doing all B sides and all C sides, the cheat code actually unlocked it so you don't have to collect any of the hearts. So you can start straight with, core C, which is the hardest, or, Summit B, which is the hardest B sides if you're doing all B sides with cheat code, because you don't need any hearts to unlock it. And you don't have to go through and do all the A sides too. Because the way that C sides work, C sides do not get unlocked until after you complete core B, and to complete core B, you need all the hearts from all the A sides and B sides. And then when you unlock core C is when you unlock the golden strawberries.
Dad, come on.
Or the C side, not core C.
That'll work.
Dad, can we go to Walmart?
Yay, it worked on one of the most annoying screens.
Daddy? Daddy? What? Walmart.
I love that wall climbing screen.
Same.
Make that part look so easy. I actually am a little bitch, basically, and I do the easy way out of that.
Cruising right now. Cruising through Summit B. Oh, got 4 or 5.
I accidentally used the second dash.
I jinxed it, yeah.
No, you didn't jinx it. I accidentally. I didn't realize what I did. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Resort, right?
Ooh.
Nah.
Resort. My feelings.
Shake my sage.
I gotta be honest, I find Summit B's Resort to be a little bit easier than Summit A's.
Agreed. I agree with that.
This part's a bit of a pain when you first get to it casually, but like the seaside, oh my god, the seaside is a pain in the ass. Until you learn the cycle. Uh-oh. You hit the very last pixel.
The tip, dude.
Ah, and the death loop. Every time.
Cycles are really bad on death cycles, but in anything related to Resort, death cycles are usually very time consuming, pain in the asses, and make you hate yourself for dying just
Okay. I need to really focus. Thank you. This is not gonna work now. Everything's off cycle. We're gonna try anyways. Yeah, okay, never mind. Whew.
So you got it. This is, I think, yeah, this is the very first part where it actually introduces delaying off the spring. Like, up until now, and a little bit later, spring's always been your friends, and just follow them. Here it's kind of like, if you follow the spring, you die, and the game lasts with you. Which you'll see it really well done, and just a little bit up here. Because if you actually follow the springs, you die every single time, and it feels so insulting.
This is what it's called breathe it.
Oh, that dodge! Let's go!
Damn, close one, Blue.
What about each other?
That was, oh my
It's
god.
all part of the plan.
That was all intended.
All masterful.
Nice skip. Uh-oh.
That is the V0oidathon.
This is one of the hardest rooms. 2500 casually.
That room is pretty tricky, yeah.
Especially this part right here, until you learn you have to jump off the back of it. Blue makes it look easy though. Oh. Nearly there.
Alright, home stretch.
Nice momentum.
I couldn't remember how many levels it was for 3000 on Summit B, and it's 20. Or how many checkpoints?
The shitty thing is, with neutral dash, it's actually impossible to climb up if your stamina runs out, with how strong the down pressure is.
Yeah. There we go.
Can't do the bear from Banjo-Kazooie.
Yaha!
Where's Stib when you need him?
Stivity blah.
Oh, here's the part where I was talking about the springs. Just follow them and you will die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time so far in the game too, like, if you just follow the springs, they kill you. Almost there. Coming up on one of the hardest checkpoints. Best thing about Celeste though is that wall kicks, wall dashes, and apron ultra dashes are actually game mechanics. And you're getting ready to be introduced to wall kicks by Tutorial Bro. Everybody
Yeah,
loves Tutorial
I kind of
Bro.
been doing them the entire run.
Yeah. But playing it casually, you know, just fooling around with buttons, you'll probably wall kick a few times on it. Same thing with ultra dashes or wave dashes, and not even know it. Wave dashes don't ever get explained, but actual ultra dashes do add something. No, or C, because you actually have to use them at the end.
Yeah.
Very last level.
The game teaches you those in Course C.
Daddy, what kick like this? Oh, Daddy, that folded.
This is by far the hardest checkpoint in Summit. It's very precise for your stamina.
Oh.
Nice.
Echo.
and then it's followed up by actually learning how to wall kick. And blue makes the double wall kick look easy. That is my most hated part of Summit. I can never line up that double, no matter how much I try.
You guys are all my children.
So, wait, if we're all your children, does that mean that you have grandchildren and great-grandchildren?
Ho ho!
I am
Plot
not
twist.
answering that question.
That was funny.
Almost there, Blue, almost.
Right off the cloud, though. This is the home stretch. This is the easy part. Throw it away. Final stretch. Nice.
And first try.
Fun fact.
Very
Gold.
nice.
Dying here on Goldberry sucks because you have to redo the entire summit.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so now that's the only
Let's go.
like side that we're gonna do. Now we're gonna do all the B's and all the C's. So it's gonna make logical sense.
Nice. So, like Blue said, it's just mentality. It's easier to do the Summit B first because you have your double dash, but you can't do core B because you need all the other hearts from all the other B side. So, yeah. It's just easier mentality to remember having a double dash. There's nothing like being in city and trying to dash twice. And then remember, shit,
I've done
to
that
dash.
so many times and get frustrated because I just cannot make the mental switch. Took me a while.
The funnest thing is actually using cheat mode and assist mode and actually having 2 dashes throughout the entire game. It actually makes the game quite fun. There's so many
I've done
things
that
you can
before.
skip.
The apple fast as you can. Eat the apple fast as you can. I said eat it.
Opting out of using the spring. This is going to be a great PB to submit, Blue.
Yeah. Better if Madeline can grab that edge. That'd be better.
If only you could grab that ledge.
Thank you. Gosh. Sometimes it's just not cooperative. How much tries was that? Jeez.
You're intended...
Probably like 10, yeah.
You're kind of intended to dash there, but you're skipping a part, so...
Yeah, that didn't save time though, how long that took.
Guys, it's already here.
Oh well.
Stop.
Swag.
Guys,
Overtime
there's a bird
save.
eater
Or
up
something.
there.
I wasn't doing it for swag, I was trying it for the time's sake, but it just didn't work.
I know, right? You know what? The swag strat is also the speed strat.
Nice skip there. Not having to jump, just gonna go straight up.
Ooh. Fine. It's fine.
Have to do it this way. Cool. Uh-oh.
Watch Daddy Blue.
Nice heart collect.
And one down. One down, ready to go.
But 2 down. It's some of me.
Oh yeah, 2 down, my bad.
No worries, dude.
Oh boy, everyone's favorite level of Old Site B.
Old Side B is pretty cool.
I love the drain block mechanic.
It is.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I think it's one of those B-sides that people actually, because it's not really desperately long, but it's also not stupidly hard.
Yeah,
It's kind of
exactly.
fun.
There's good balance at that level.
But Tutorial Crow just, you know, jumping in again, rolling in, literally like Crow, and giving you more info. There's only a few parts to where you can actually use the whole jumping out of the dash block in the A side. But the really cool thing is during Summit, you can actually ultra dash out of a dream block for a huge boost of momentum. And it's the only time you can do it because you have 2 dashes. If one battle line wasn't enough, why not make it 3? There's a stupidly precise auto splitter skip that Blue just passed, and it saves like 4 seconds, but it's stupidly precise. And it makes you question your sanity of why you would for it.
A lot of the speed strats in this game would actually make you question your sanity.
Very
Can't
true.
confirm.
Agreed. You can really test like how ballsy do you want to be.
Well,
Very nice. This is one of the funnest parts, though, by far. A huge dream block,
yeah.
because there's so many different ways you can do this part, and if you mess up, you can save it a lot of the time.
Dang it. Shut up.
Oh, that climb.
Dang it.
Oh,
Ah!
so basically, the best way to do this is, the intended way is to just jump as fast as you can, and then wait for it to go and then dash. But if you do really precise wall kicks when you're dashing, you can basically go through this in like a third of the time that's intended. And just like that, you get the heart.
That was a really rough ending. That's okay.
It happens.
That climb is super trolly.
Yeah. One of my favorite, Okay, you can win, Madeline. Anyways, this is one of my favorite B-sides.
Excuse me? Resort B-side?
Yeah, one of my favorite B-sides.
What?
Especially the remix.
Yeah,
I love
the
it
remix
so
is really
hard.
good. My favorite is 4B's remix, In Love with the Ghost, and then the Mirror Temple remix.
I love Ridge. Oh my goodness, Ridge is just too good. Oh, I should have just went left.
Imagine Void joining us running Celeste.
Maybe in the near future.
Okay.
Imagine Void.
Promises, though I have a lot on my plate right now. Brother, I have a lot of options to choose from.
Oh, come on!
Celeste is the option or not, we will see.
Always like one damn screen.
Void has to dethrone Louis in Super Mario World first before he does Celeste.
Well, I guess I'm never doing Celeste, boys. Sorry.
Why am I doing the same mistake? Look.
Louis actually working on getting that 96x to action back, so...
Oh, did he lose record?
Yeah, he lost it to Maiba a few weeks ago, I want to say.
I must have mixed it, but we know. Mine's some pretty good.
Oh,
Thank you.
we can use the Cascade Star.
This is the game punished me for saying that I like Resort B.
I never said Resort B was easy.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
My daughter seems to think that we're going to Walmart for some reason.
Going to Walmart. Yes.
No idea why. Almost done with 3B though.
Was
I gotta
a very
say,
rough start.
I enjoy the Oshiro section of Resort B compared to Resort C. Oshiro just feels kind of really rushed in actual Sukai. Like they just had to implement it somehow.
I agree.
Nice wall kicks. Mr. I'm not good at this game.
That's cute. It was you? Are you guys?
This part is definitely one of the hardest parts. It just makes it so easy. Huh.
Uh-oh. Overshot.
Oh.
Oh, come on!
There we go. This is a rough Resort B. Can't win them all, I guess.
20 times save. Just gold everything.
Just cold everything.
Just gold everything, forehead. Oh, this is why I hate this little shoe.
And it's kind of a pain in the ass because you actually need those part.
Yeah.
The first several of the screens, he's built into where you actually have to. Oh. The really shitty thing is that there's times where you're not even trying to hit Oshiro and you'll come on his head, and the momentum will just send you into the fragment. Basically, the dust bunnies are like from Oshiro set. So you're technically getting killed by depression if you think about it. That's the real life story here.
Man, the feels.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Do I
That was
still
a
have it?
really
I wonder.
rough beat. Holy moly, that was rough.
Oh, I do. Nice.
Almost done.
Almost done. What's your favorite color? Orange.
Oh, these are out. Oh well. Moving on.
That's
what
that
matters.
was a rough resort B, but still a man. Still a man. Never give up.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Yeah.
Bridge B time.
I'm with Zayon. This is like arguably the best remix. It's just, it's too good.
Yeah, this remix is super chill.
I had a bubble cough.
That's the thing too. There's not really an extra mechanics. It's pretty much just a game over again, but harder. Nice skip of using the bubble up there though.
That was nice. I didn't even know that was possible.
Thank you.
The shitty thing about Ridge B is that there's not very many actual auto-scroller skips. There's one near the very end, but I mean, you're pretty much stuck right in the auto-scroller of hell the entire time. Nice save.
Nice. Oh, the tilt.
Oh,
Jump from here. There we go.
you did that hard skip right there, and then died at the very end. So depressing.
There we go.
Definitely one of the harder screens casually right here. Nice, opting to skip the bubble. Oh.
I'm making the reactions for blue.
Yeah.
It makes it even worse. Void has no delay. So we're all sitting here wondering.
I think I have a bit less delay than you, yeah.
Yeah, it's like probably 2-3 seconds at the most. Almost done though. Making good progress.
Daddy. Daddy.
Oh, bought by the top block.
This was my favorite color, purple. It's my favorite glitter.
No.
Oh.
I had like arrows, but they got those little arrows price Hashtag careful.
I deserve that.
We never explained clouds. Clouds are like springs, except the timing of when you press A changes. So essentially, you can go really high or not so high, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass to learn. The pink ones are really much more precise than the white ones, but the white ones will send you up at a slower pace compared to pink. Mechanics Explained 101. Snowball time. Don't worry, IGB. Clouds are a pain in the ass.
Can confirm.
I think clouds do
Very
disappear.
nice. Oh yeah, the one day I was watching IGB do that screen actually in Ridge B, and well, I hope he ended up figuring it out.
This room is a big pain. It's another one of the rooms that just has a dumb skip in it, where you can skip, I think, one button, if I remember right. But it's like, if you're not playing at the absolute top level, why waste your time trying to do a skip? No offense to anyone who likes to challenge themselves, but it's just...
So the other day, I managed to somehow look at that and die at the same time.
Oh yeah, I clipped that. That was hilarious.
Nice.
Literal frame perfect.
So that was actually not bad at Ridge.
Let me see if I can find that clip, because I've never seen that. Like, you literally died on the same frame that you fell through.
Yeah, it was
Guessing
definitely
you were
interesting.
like right on the edge or something.
This is like my second favorite theme. Is
Oh, dude, get the saxophone.
yeah, I freaking love this.
Yeah, this thing is awesome.
Just jump.
Are you gonna do the, or try to get the skip here, or are you just gonna do the
Yeah,
entire
no, I'm
board?
not getting the key. We're just getting this one.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of doing things I've not practiced with.
Yeah, there is, the reason why this one is faster is because there is a, basically I explained it during the A side, but, the B side counts as completing an A side. So in any percent, you know, it's any percent. Basically, entering the next room, there's a platform that you can go underneath, which skips having to get the keys and skips like 2 minutes of the stage overall, depending on how fast you do it.
You
If
generally don't need that
there-
first key either. You can get into this room without the ball, but it's really hard.
Yeah. There's a lot of subtle skips, but it's the really big one. But it's very, very precise. You have to like move your control pad down just right. It's actually right there that he just passed up there. And what'll happen is instead of actually entering the room and counting your hitboxes being on the actual floor, you'll fall back through. You have to immediately kill yourself by hitting retry, and the game like freaks out and doesn't know what to do because you didn't actually enter the last room, but you're inside the room. So it'll actually skip the entire segment up there and put you at the portion of the next room. Shoutouts to Skipping Little Jumps. The really cool thing about this B-side is that the Seekers here are kind of actually required. Like, you have to learn the concept of jumping on them to hit all the buttons. And there's a few little skips that you can do with them. Like, you have to hit the doors here no matter what. But there's little tiny skips that you can do to hit some of the, like, red blocks away coming up that you'll see, which involve lining the Seeker up. There's also a wave dash that you can do and then hit the Seeker, and it allows you to skip to the top of them. So the Seekers, while they're meant to kill you and help you, you can actually use them in unintended ways to skip portions of the level. Like, let's see if Blue can do it here. Like, you're supposed to use the Seeker.
Setup.
You don't know how to do it?
I do a different setup, yeah. I don't know how to do
It's-
the wave dash one now. I gotta learn it.
It still works, but yeah, you can basically skip 2 of those red blocks using a Seeker if you do it just right. But at the end of the day, just like that, you just skipped a good portion of it. It all comes down to like what the runner is comfortable with. And it also comes back to 9 times out of 10, if it's quicker, it's probably swag.
Hey guys, is this canon?
I love that part.
A fourth wall break? love fourth wall breaks.
I think the best part, besides that, the second best part, is the room afterwards where he's like, this room is clearly impossible.
Yes, yes.
Like, when your own game is telling you that it's impossible, that's when you need to sit back and think about, is the room really impossible? Uh-oh, my stream froze. No.
This room right here.
Oh, we're back. That was weird. Apologies. Technical difficulties.
We just missed Blue do some really hype skip. That's all. It was too good for us.
Too good for mere mortals.
I think that was another gold. Yes, it was. Yes.
So is this PB pace confirmed?
Yeah, this is PvP.
Nice.
Yeah, this has been PvP pace since Ridge A, I think I want to say.
I've only seen a timer go red once.
Yo, gold split. Let's go.
The really bad thing is about the next level. It's the most brutal B-side in length and difficulty by far. Like, Summit B is difficult, yes, but Reflections B is definitely the hardest because you also have to factor in Battle Line. And there's times where Battle Line's hitbox is... I want to say it's honestly worse than Squawk's. Like, I want to throw that out there.
I'm gonna agree with that, honestly.
Like, Squawks is a shitty hitbox, but Battle Line, there's times where you're like right in front of her and she'll just randomly kill you, or you won't even go to her, and then there's times 3 feet away, and next thing you know, you're pulled into her face.
I've also somehow hit her and got hit by the laser at the same time.
Can't confirm.
Done that a few times too. Not as often, but
I'm just trying to think of other things with really bad hitboxes to compare it to.
oh my goodness.
I guess I run mostly good games.
For the most part, yeah, this game has good bosses.
Yeah. The only one that's bad is Battle Line.
I hate the Seekers personally, but who doesn't?
Yeah, Seekers and Bumpers.
Bumpers are so awkward because they're like so angle sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
See?
each death is just painful.
Oh, come on.
Brutal.
Like the third death click now. Dang it, dude. Not what I like to see. Thank you.
I hear a Kevin block.
Some of those rooms in Reflection are really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Reflection B, that is.
IGB bumpers are just like Void said and I explained earlier, they're so angle specific and momentum specific. Like, they're just crap. That's the best way to put it. I know I'm sounding negative with saying that, but they're just so horrible.
Sorry, I'm focusing like way too much this run.
No, you're good. Imagine not focusing at Celeste.
I expected to talk more, but guess not.
Like, I know I don't run as many games as some people, but out of the dozen that I run, Celeste is one where I can not like physically focus on chat. Like, I can physically focus on chat during like SMRPG and SMW real easily, but like when it comes to Celeste, it's like you look at chat, like let's read this.
You can chat is dead, yeah.
I like read.
Don't read chat.
Not everyone's a god like Albrecht can sit there and read chat and just jump at the same time.
I'm sure Pitch can do that as well.
Oh, I can never catch Pitch stream though. She always streams when I'm offline.
Yeah, she doesn't stream very regularly. I think she wants to, but yeah, I think right now she's also like super busy with work and whatnot.
Yeah, she usually streams early morning for me though. That's the bad thing.
Right.
Nice getting through that room first try. Here comes the origination of the hey ya me.
Yeah.
Big little bumper's being an idiot. There we go. Ooh,
Ooh, that was close.
almost got sniped.
Ooh. Yeah, this game is definitely much harder than I thought it would be when I played it.
Can't confirm.
Like you would watch top runners of this game play it, and you wouldn't think that this game is as hard as it is, but here we are.
throw back home for the pyramid.
And I go to heart.
Nice job. 6B is definitely one of the more well-built levels. There's not really very many unintended skips that you can do in it. There's ways to save little bits of time in rooms, but yeah, there's just not really any skips at all that save more than like 5 seconds or so. Except for in the last room, where you can skip a button, but it's extremely precise. This is the room with the really big skip, and it's just a very, very precise hit off the bumper, and then you'll basically go underneath that little rock there without triggering the switches, and it saves probably like 20-30 seconds depending on how quickly you do it.
You take those.
Shout outs to the
Saves
troll
this
bumper.
Game. Holy moly. Just run.
That bumper right there, when you're playing it casually, is literally meant to troll you. You just jump over, and then it pops up.
Oh, we're the red now.
Oh,
Seasides will bring back the run.
I don't know, my PB, I almost did all of them first try. We'll see.
it's still possible.
Oh, I did summit already.
Never give up.
So you're on to core, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's the seasides.
You only have never lucky. You don't have never give up. So we're gonna pretend never lucky is never give up.
Yeah, that's one of the emotes that I have never added to my FNZ actually, the never give up one.
Nice run for sure. This has been a really good run overall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Guys, this cereal.
No.
Cereal.
But yeah, as we said, the reason why you have to wait to core is just for the fact of how many hearts you need. And even though core is very hard, if you're really running a category where you have to get all the hearts and such, or do all the stages and everything, it doesn't make any sense to do them in any specific order other than what you feel comfortable with. Like, it doesn't make sense to get enough hearts to do core, and then be like, I'm gonna skip reflections B and go do core.
Yeah, you actually need all the hearts from all the A and B sides to do core B side.
Yep.
And beating core B side will unlock the C sides.
And
Yep.
the golden strawberries, which we will not be collecting.
Yeah, hard pass on the golden strawberries. Otherwise, I think we'll be here playing Celeste tomorrow. If you will.
Yeah, pretty much. Considering that some of them I don't even have. Core B being one of them. I don't
Yeah.
know if I have the patience to get Core B golden.
I felt so bad during Teach's run. I think 6B took him like 3 hours or so. At
Right.
least 2.
Thank you.
If a top runner of the game, who rarely dies, thinks that the category is insane, you need to justify your sanity of doing it then. Just do a Fantasy 13 Platinum run. It'll be okay.
Oh boy, what room was that you're talking about in Core B? I
Then we go to somewhere else.
don't know if we got there
The
yet.
room's probably coming up. I'll definitely point it out.
Okay, I just remembered it.
Yeah.
Is it this one?
No,
This is-
definitely not this one.
This is one of the more annoying ones.
Then Walmart. Whoa. Oh, get that. Oh,
Oh,
And blue makes it look easy. Yeah, Core A, most of the levels could be done by just, you know, either one, it was designed to not soft block. But Core B is basically set up to where you have to change the level design in during the actual parts of the screens you're in to complete them. Like this one right here cannot be done during fire.
Daddy, someone's sitting.
He's probably looking around at 250 at this rate at the most.
apparently according to my sum of best, I can get 236.
A 2 what?
I knew I was gonna be way underestimated. I've practiced this way too much.
Cool. Like, save some time for me tomorrow. My last 5 runs have died. I'm scared for tomorrow.
You'll do fine, dude. I believe in you.
You say that until I get triple critical hitted.
Yeah, I do that to encourage you.
I really want to go to Walmart, get things, got as fish.
Yeah, 35 minutes is,
I love those dice guns.
it's not necessarily hard to achieve, but it will take a bit of grinding. But,
I was like,
40 minutes is not bad. Like, my sum of best before I
That's
broke
what
my
I got
hand
it.
was 39. It was like a 39 bit. And my PB was a 4458 at the time. So, and that was before they discovered more skips.
Mm-hmm.
90% is really fun though. Till a point. This room is one of the more annoying ones. It's entirely cycle based again, like most of the other ones.
Still not the room I'm talking about. The
I'm
one
curious to see
room
what-
is vertical. I think it should be coming up.
There's not very many rooms left, so it has to be.
Yeah, it's one of the later rooms for sure.
This is a very annoying one right here too. Because your instincts kick in where you want to do it fast, and just the game forces you to go quickly through the fire, and then you get to the ice, and then you have to slow down and alternate between them.
Yep, this is probably like either the next room or the room after the next. Corner Chan.
No. That was literally void robbed.
Yeah, Corner Chan. Ah, there we go, nice.
This one took me a long time to figure out casually.
This one right here, that's the one, that's the one.
Oh, the one just passed?
That's the one.
Yeah.
With the conveyors, yep, and then you have those circling fireballs. I feel
Yeah.
like it's pure luck that I got through that section. It was it. Oh my god.
It's annoying. When I casually did, it took me like hours to figure out.
I feel so
Nice.
bad doing commentary because it's like at this point it's mostly just talking about the game in general.
Well, that's fine. You did a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
More than I could ever say.
At this point, everybody in chat knows this game as much as we do. And And I say that, and I don't run the game, you know. But
Soon, TM.
soon, TM, yeah.
I do not run any percent. I love the B-sides way too much. It's the only
any
run.
percent.
Like, I'm not
It's-
usually a 100% person, but like, I fell in love with the game. I'm just like, no, I want to do everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring, to be honest. It's really frustrating. Yeah,
It's grindy for sure.
it's kind of a game where you have to keep practicing over and over again, or you just lose your skills in it.
I was gonna say there we go, and then I spoke too soon.
You almost did the skip over there with doing the wall kick, and then you did the intended way. Good save. Oh, poor
Uh-oh.
right into the fire.
I didn't. I'm an idiot. Alright.
I do like how you get your dash back during this part, because if you didn't, be just
Oh, that
take
would it would be
so
so hard. I agree. Alright, so we're almost done. Probably roughly about 10 minutes left of the round left. If everything goes perfectly.
Sonic Adventure 2 battle, you're up.
So Seasides, there's literally only 3 screens, and the developers, I believe, just try to make it like,
They're short and brutal.
yeah, as like hard as possible, but try to like keep all the gimmicks.
Yeah. The Seasides require you to do all to actually complete the stages. And they're only 3 screens each, but they have the longest screens of the game in the later stages. But like we said, in-game timer is how it's timed. So you can do them in any order after you unlock them. Say you're really good at, you know, the DC, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna do fast.
This is not a good start for Seasides.
It'll be okay though.
Alright.
This can still PV. And then everyone can say, we were here.
Maybe. Not the way I'm going.
Bolts.
But hopefully it's just a city. I had a bad city A too, so I don't know. Not a city D, I guess.
I feel like City A is one of the stages where you have to do it perfectly every time, or it's very dumb every time. Like, I've had a really good city, I got like a 120, and I've never gotten near that again. The closest I've gotten is like a 130.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But that's how City goes.
Yeah.
So how far are you behind PB?
Quite a bit.
I got
Can't
blue
check right
toy.
now.
Like 45 seconds.
What? I got a toy.
You could still pull it out.
Yeah. I'm going
32.1 now. Oh, gold, nice. Probably like decimal low.
You have low link.
Whoa, like the bus. to me. I got it.
ETA is almost done.
Yeah. Probably a 2 for it.
Yeah, I think blue, you have like, what, 10 minutes left maybe?
Less than that. It's 10 minutes left if everything goes perfectly from the end of Core B.
Mm-hmm.
If I like the car.
Nice skip.
I got only this. Wait.
Definitely underestimate.
Oh, I'm well underestimated. I figured I would.
Yeah, and the game is pretty much streamlined too. Like, this is the first instance of like wall clip actually being required in normal. And the seasides really stick to those harder gimmicks, as we said.
Yeah.
This is actually not the longest run of this marathon. It is one of the longest. Can this still world record? Yes. Chop off like about 70 minutes of this run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 1:30, I think. Is it?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
I'm not sure off the top of my head either. I'm kind of guessing.
Community is kind of iffy sometimes.
I think Nero has it.
Yeah, Nero took it back. It's 126 now.
126. Holy crap. Not even a 1:30.
Who has the longest run in the marathon, out of curiosity?
I think it's Mr. Dr. Swallman, third down.
Which is like, what, 4:30?
Yeah, I think his estimate is 4:30. There
Yeah,
are
so
lots
something-
of long runs, but yeah, Doc's run is the longest, 4:30. This is the second longest run, and Limo has the third longest run. Limo will actually be after Tylenol's run, and Tylenol's run is after this run. So.
You forgot mine is 4 hours.
I had that last night.
What's Limo doing? 103?
No, King's Quest, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Limo.
Shout outs to Limo.
Uh-huh. It can always world record if you believe hard enough. Domus, if you invent the time machine to let us go back in time and make this a perfect run, take time off without splicing it, like certain other people have before, you will be regarded as the greatest speedrunner.
You're a winner.
Time travel and speedrunning. I would hate to see the controversy. You cannot use time travel in your speedrun.
Where are the rules that say I can't do that?
You really like this Dr. Swallman channel? Yo, me too, dude. What's up, Goody? Count Goody will be doing Mario Kart later this week.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart DS.
Nice. The jump. Actually, to be 100% honest, this could still world record if you turn it into a 114% and did every single A, B, and C side first try without not. You could still world record.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass on that. But thanks for the offer.
Imagine doing Reflections V without dying.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I'm really happy about this midline checkpoint because the third screen on this part is so long. If you had to redo the entire screen, it would be so much more difficult than already.
Hey.
Sweet.
Oh, I didn't drink all my
This game's
coffee.
still hard record, but you need to jump. That's all you do in this game. You jump. You jump and you dash. Man, can you guys believe this run is almost done?
That's how guys do it up.
It almost is. We're on the
Dad,
final
I'm
2
doing
stages.
it by myself. Oh, it tastes good, Gabe. Yeah, it goes in so. That's not now.
Some see the final screen of this is probably one of the hardest and most brutal for casual players because it takes such precise timing to get used to it between alternating the class and going over the fight.
It's early in our middle. It's right. It's not.
And then you have this little jump right here. That's just, you have to time your dash with the momentum from the spring at just the right time to be able to get over the wall and have enough height to actually survive. But blue makes it look easy.
Alright, time is when I grab this hurt.
Well, you have complete control over the timer.
Oh yeah, it'll freeze on its own, just letting you know. Just letting you know.
Gabe?
Void's actually in your basement waiting to hit the 1 key.
Look, I can carry it with my armpit.
10 billion deaths in Celeste. Sounds about right.
Get it, get it, get it, get it! I got it! I'm gonna get this stuff.
Goes to the final screen.
Where's the house?
Shout out to Tutorial Crow back there, who is stuck in limbo forever. Also that we can learn how to ultra dash.
I can build it up as a boss. I'm hurting you.
I think I said that in
Dang it.
TJH's channel. He was on a dead run and he just stopped playing and thought about it. And then chat started talking about it. Like no one ever thought about
This
this
is
tutorial.
bad.
Yo, that run high.
Good.
I thought I died there. I think I just did a spike jump off of the ice.
Cheers.
That wouldn't surprise me, but
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
Ooh, that was
Why
close.
do I act like this? You act like me. It tastes like coconut milk. I know. It's like banana cookie.
This is gonna come really close to you though. So that means you did an excellent job.
The screen just kicking my butt right now. I just need to stay on this screen for like another 50 minutes forehead.
The feeling when Amazon please stop something.
Come on.
Come on, Blue, you can still do this.
Just not getting this beginning.
Banana milk.
There we go. Okay. One part down.
Oh my gosh! It's like peanut banana coconut milk.
Now if I could just hit the spring. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think we're in the clear now.
the final screen in 4 pretty much plays
And that's it.
kind of like the... Give you a little bit of everything as Blue finishes up his run. How far were you over PB? Like a minute?
Yeah, I have a 2:39:03. So a minute and 15 it says.
Yo,
That's
nice
really
run,
good.
Blue.
Let me do the epilogue, actually, that'd be better. Thank you. There we go.
Whoa!
Whoa! Something happened.
Don't, dude, that Blue, that run was not so bad. Don't break shit.
That was my children.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yo, thanks for having me, Zoid. Looking forward to the rest of the
Yeah,
marathon.
dude, thank you so much for this run. That was awesome. Thank you, Leon, for commentating.
You're welcome. Sorry, I had...
Got some Sonic coming up. Shout out to Tylenol. Hype it up for Sonic.